We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Hello, welcome to Power's own Payroll here on the Nerd Eternal Network. I'll be your GM for the day, Jason, and with me as usual will be Marigold as the Boogeyman,
Thank you for joining us.
Curtis as the Influencer,
Hola.
and Taylor as Skater Boy.
Howdy, howdy.
And who remembers where we left off last time?
We had successfully gotten out of the dream world, captured Nosferatu, and tracked down her partner in crime to a little apartment complex where we ambushed him coming outside of that complex, knocked him out some knockout gas, arrested him, all that good stuff.
Yep.
We also found out that they were hired by an unknown party to steal DNA samples from Miss Manhattan.
That is correct. And that pretty much sums it up, the dream portion probably taking the majority of the episode.
That was fun.
And then a little chasing Nosferatu through your building. But yes, so they were taken into Spear custody. Honorary having previously escaped. So the rest of the night passed uneventfully. You were able to go back to sleep. Though probably early in the morning by the time Spear finished asking questions and, that kind of cleanup. Everybody going around making sure everybody in the building was awake. Well, that was supposed to be awake. The next day, Overman is, has called a little meeting after breakfast. Or Offerman, rather. He wants to know if you have any ideas as to who would have set up this attack. He tells you, I can't understand. I mean, if this was Professor Prometheus, he would already have her genetics, so why would he, But if it's not him, who's got any information about her or... I mean, she's superhuman. Plenty of people want superhuman genetics, but why her specifically? Given that she's in the middle of a super, she's literally in a super group's base. It seems like a ridiculously...
And who, besides the professor, have we encountered that has an interest in superhuman genetics? I mean, there's got to be plenty of people out there, but how many people that we know?
I mean, like Mr. Manhattan, but I feel like he had plenty of opportunities to get like access to that kind of stuff without like engaging in a fight.
I don't want to be too naive, but I feel confident that we can trust him.
There's also... What was her name? The Autominatrix?
Yes, that was her name, yes.
But again, if she's still working, if she is still working with Prometheus, would already have that information on hand. Unless for whatever reason they needed to get a fresh sample.
Maybe that platypus guy. Obviously, influencer does not say that.
That's it. I will make him the master villain of the entire city.
And not to cast aspersions on some of our fellow peers, but we are all aware of speculations regarding Spear and
And
the Primus.
the Primus, yes.
But we have not divulged information regarding Miss Manhattan, Karen's unique status.
And to be fair, even as players, we don't know. I don't think we know who at Spear was responsible for that. As a player, it's fair to assume that Spear is obviously not an evil organization, but somebody up there is up to no good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one particular, fairly high-ranking Spear agent was caught on video with the Primes.
That was Davies, right?
I think it was Davis. It was either Davis or what was the other one's name?
Tolliver.
Tulliver, yeah. Whichever one was kind of the junior. And, he's already been caught up in some stuff before because, he was accidentally working for the guy trying to take over the world in the first season.
Dude, baby girl, that's your reflection. You're okay. She started growling at her reflection in the refrigerator.
I'm assuming pet and not child.
Yes.
Okay.
Not the child.
Both images amused me, but so influencer, you mentioned that. I almost called him Tolliver. Offerman is nodding his head. It could be them. Carol comes over your radio. She's not physically in the meeting. She's in her little command center. It could always be somebody new. I'm sure there's no shortage of companies and bio labs that would love to have superhuman genetics. Though it still comes down to the same question of why Karen in particular, and why would you attack, a hero, risk it while she's, in the middle of a hero base.
Well, I'm pretty sure that my theory about her husband, who was, started out as a creepy nerd, being behind some of this was discounted, and certainly he wouldn't need to attack to get a sample of her DNA. That would have been easy for him to do without any trouble. Unless we're talking modified Karen, he might have been interested in that.
Well, if I recall right, what y'all had found out about the husband's involvement was he had videoed Karen when they were children, when they were teenagers.
Right.
Testing her powers and had uploaded it had put it on the internet for a little bit before taking it down. So he seems to be where Professor Prometheus, he seems to be the cause for Karen popping up on Prometheus's radar years back. But, she was an adult before he took the sample from her and copied her mind. Offerman asked you, do you know of anybody else that knows anything about Karen? No, or Karen, he says and gestures to.
Oh, there's potentially that guy, Viscous.
From the Foul Four?
Yeah. Do they do a lot of evil gene work?
Carol's like, let me check with Spear.
They're all genetically altered, but I don't know if that was on like purpose.
He seems to, according to his spear file, he seems to be kind of an all-around genius. Looks like he's a little bit more of a gadget guy than a genetics guy, but he's one of those everything geniuses. So I guess we couldn't rule it out. But again, they were working for Prometheus, weren't they?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I don't know how much he would have been allowed access to stuff. They seem more like on a security detail than like on a co-science basis.
Offerman nods his head. Okay. So basically, we've got a few light suspects, but nothing firm.
What was the name of that evil scientist that Boogeyman and Unit? Oh, it was a nobody. All worked together to take down way back in season 2. Had a shoulder cannon, had hired Black Dragon as a bodyguard.
Oh, I know who you're talking about now. And I don't for the life of me remember what his name was.
Thing is, I'm pretty sure he was one of the villains I made. Don't remember him at all. His name at all.
I would have to go search the old emails. Which, you know, is probably a hint to you that he's not it. But...
Yeah.
Yeah, it couldn't be him.
Couldn't be him. The GM's forgotten his name. Little do they realize I forget all kinds of characters' names.
And Black Dragon's name has been thrown around this season because we're in the same city, but that's not his thing. Unless he's working for, somebody else.
And none of these people that showed up were his usual goons.
Nope.
Offerman suggests it may be a good idea for you, for us to contact Spear. Maybe they would let you speak to the prisoners. Maybe you could interrogate them.
That's not a bad
It
idea.
couldn't hurt, honestly. Like, you'd be surprised how hard some supervillains are to flip on whoever hired them. Like, I will respect the professionalism that a lot of them have.
Well, I guess your reputation is everything in that business.
Yep.
And what's the saying? Carol chimes in. Snitches get stitches. Which is very definitely something the villain community subscribes to. It's one thing if, the Rook is hanging you off a building, shaking you, and you give up some information. It's a whole other thing if you're talking to the cops.
Mm-hmm.
The cops aren't going to drop you off a building. The Rook might. Or the Boogeyman, for that matter. So Carol tells you, she can make that call if y'all want her to.
Let's do it.
Yep.
All right. So Offerman, meeting adjourns. Offerman's just like, write up a report about anything you find out. Really, he's leaving this investigation to y'all because that's, this is outside his bailiwick. But But considering what this is costing the company to upgrade their security now, he does want you to get to the bottom of it. Because, they didn't get it this time, so they might try again. And he suggests Karen, Miss Manhattan, stay in the base for the time being. Majestic 7 or other Karen volunteers to keep her company / play, guard.
Well, M7.
Yes.
Let's do lunch later. I have some ideas to upgrade your armor, in case you end up having to deal with any more visible problems later on.
Oh, that'd be great. Some extra kind of radar, or well, you said we'll talk about it.
A little suite. I think I might be able to fit into your helmet. Maybe, if you're willing, your actual chest.
I'll have to think about that.
Yeah, it's no rush.
All right. So meeting breaks up. Carol gets back with you just a few minutes later. So we've spoken to Spear. They're willing to let you speak with the prisoners. Obviously, they'll be observing as this goes on,
So leave the potato peelers in the kitchen. Got it.
Yeah, I wouldn't even make that joke while Offerman's around. You might give him heart palpitations. But yeah, no potato peelers, no phone books, no rubber hoses. Oh, I just realized I'm probably being recorded too. Oh well.
For legal purposes, this is a joke. For actual purposes, I have never actually tortured anyone.
I've been tortured.
Uncomfortable silence over the radio. Anyway, they'll be ready for you, at 11:30. She gives you a address that is just a street corner. They said their vehicle will pick you up there. They didn't specify exactly where these people are being kept. But apparently they're going to handle transport.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to check something. I had forgotten the name of a place. All right, so there's nothing that you specifically want to get done before that, because you've got an hour or two or whatever.
I think Boogeyman's gonna make up a few uses of his foam.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a roll for that.
Gonna bump it up to rank.
Rank what?
It's gonna be ranks. I'm gonna try and make.
Okay, your sound keeps cutting off. Rank, what rank was it?
Rank 6.
6. Okay. All right, so you got a 10, you needed an 11.
Oh, that's on me.
Anyway, you rolled a 1. There's not much you can do
Yep.
when you roll ones. Some more like either you're out of one of the chemicals you need, or maybe you're out of the little containers.
Start mixing it up, accidentally knock it over on my desk, have to vacate the room as it just fills up with the foam.
Yeah, they janitorial service, they're not happy with you.
I hand them a list of the solvents they need for the foam. Apologize.
Have you considered getting a lab to do this in instead of just doing it in your room?
I may need to commandeer a portion of the little R&D labs we have here. Feels safer to do it in my room. It's haven't blown anything up in there yet. Oh wow, that is going all the way up to the ceiling.
The head of janitorial just reaches over and shuts your door. We're just gonna let it finish while we go get these solvents we need. You hear him on his radio. All right, guys, look, we're getting overtime today. All right, but y'all roll down there. A very nondescript van pulls up. When the side door opens up, man in a black suit steps out. He shows you his ID. His name is Byron Pierce. He will be escorting you today. Please come in, take a seat. Y'all climb into the van. Normally, we wouldn't be allowed to let you into the facility that we're taking you to. But you've already been there once, so it's not like you don't know it's there. Its location is, despite it being talked about in the news, top secret. So, of course, you're not allowed to speak about this, not allowed to speak about the location to anyone else. Obviously, you can talk about the fact that you got to interrogate these prisoners. That's not a big deal. Just don't talk to anybody about where. So you drive around. You end up going into a kind of a shut-down looking warehouse, which turns out to just be hiding the entrance to a tunnel. The tunnel goes up under the river and to the facility under Zug Island. I'm sure you remember the secret prison under the island.
Oh, wow! Who could have guessed?
He's like, yeah. When you park, you get out, at this point, it just looks like a very normal underground parking facility. It's not kept super clean. It's a little better lit than some, maybe. And there's lots of security cameras around. Yeah, but they march you through. You go through some security checkpoints. Agent Pierce is making this, a fairly smooth process. Everybody at these checkpoints was already aware you were coming.
Nice.
They go. They sit you in one side of an interrogation room, or one side of the table in an interrogation room. Pierce lets you know him and the other agents will be, behind the mirror, Like I said, it's a fairly typical interrogation room. Who would you like to speak to first?
I suppose Nosferatet. I think she might be a little more malleable.
All right.
Pliable, excuse me.
Yeah, well, either one. All right, so they bring Nosferatet in. Let me bring up her stats. So she comes in. She's in a prison uniform. She has an ID. You know, she has a name. Name tag. That IDs her as Florence Murnau. She doesn't have any of the black makeup on, any of that. Though her skin is still that really pale white that she was before. So that was apparently not makeup. She does not look happy to see you as she sits down, crosses her arms. What do you want?
Is there any way to greet old friends?
If I greeted you the way I wanted to, I'd probably get stuck in solitaire.
That is fair. We weren't exactly gentle in the apprehension. Fairness, you did also break in and try to steal an associate of ours.
Well, it's not like she would miss it. It's not like I was trying to take her hand or anything. Allegedly. Shouldn't my lawyer be here for this?
Actually, should she have a...
Yeah, she still has the right to lawyers.
Well, to be fair, we're not here to help build a case against you. We just want information.
And what good would me giving you information do me? And who's Karen? Oh, was that the name of the girl that I was allegedly trying to get a blood sample from?
Hey man, just gotta slap influencer on the arm real quick, just back of his hand. Or just a little, just... So we were hoping if you'd be willing to share a little bit of information out. Who hired you exactly?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Sorry, like allegedly.
She's not like, oh yeah, allegedly. But we're back to how would this help me any? What's motivating me to give you this information if I had any of it?
Well, we might be able to convince the person you allegedly tried to steal alleged blood from drop any alleged charges she might pose against you, as well as maybe things over with the company a little, because they would also be pressing charges against you for breaking into the building. Allegedly.
She's like, that's right.
So it's not going to get you off of any warrants outside of any outstanding warrants outside of this latest incident, but it would be a little bit off your rap.
How confident are... Go ahead, Tyler.
It'll also like lower the chances of like one of those people coming at you for like vengeance, as sometimes powered people are like want to do.
So how confident are you that you could get your company and this what would you call her, and this girl to drop the charges?
Given our position within the company as functionally the face of their PR for the foreseeable future, that does give us a good bit of a considerable amount of leverage. Plus, giving our friend the chance to maybe deal personally with whoever wanted her DNA would probably be enough to let her be with you, but not press charges.
You'd be giving them the person they actually want to do things to, rather than like be the middleman who takes the fall.
She's looking like she's thinking it over. Boogeyman, give me a willpower roll.
Sure.
Could I give assistance?
Yeah, actually, you've been chipping in.
Would I be able to add my law specialty to this?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because
not
this isn't you
problem.
trying to plot out a plea deal or anything. This is just, I know the people you wronged, I get them to drop it.
Fair enough. All right, rolling willpower.
All right, 6 is the number you need.
Plus, the +1 or +2 from Skater Boy's assistant.
This would be +2 in this case.
So that'd be a 10.
All right. She's convinced that you're convinced that you can do this. And convinced that you are, willing, that she'll cut this deal with you and you'll actually keep it. Time will tell, I suppose. So, like, the guy didn't give me his name and social security number or anything.
They're rarely ever that considerate, no.
Yep. He said to just call him Mikhail. And he had a foreign accent.
Mikhail. What was the name of that business guy that the Russian oligarch that Prometheus was talking to?
That was Dmitry Volkov.
Malkov.
And she's got the drop-off point where she was supposed to, meet him to make the swap, but, that would have been earlier this morning that she should have met him there.
Mm-hmm.
Does she have any contact information how to get a hold of him?
Yeah, she had a number. She has a number. She'll write off that number. She goes, if he's a go-between, that's probably a burner phone. But hey, I'm giving you everything I got.
All right. Well, yeah. Thank you for your cooperation.
Always happy to help.
Of course. And we will try to keep. And even if this doesn't pan out, we promise we will do our best to keep our end of the bargain.
Well, I guess that's all I can ask for.
Very much is.
So you can signal to the agents that you're done with her. Agent Pierce, comes over the little PA. Y'all want Honor Roy next, I assume? I mean, we've also got some.
Do we really need? Do you think we really need to speak to Honor Royale, or do you think we're good to go with the information we have so far?
He kind of talked like he might have known more than her. Right? I looked at influencer who was actually on the phone call.
Yeah, he may know more. Would he share it with us? That's another question. But
Yep. Sure. Send him in.
All right. So they march her off. And they've also got some of her henchmen, but, chances aren't great of them likely knowing anything. Oh, and to be fair, they might not even be held in this facility. Since they were just hired goons, in zombie costumes. But anyway, they walk Honoroi in. His ID, his little name tag says Jameson Walters.
Hi, how you feeling? Genuinely, how are you feeling? That cocktail it hit you with, it can leave you loose for a while after.
Yeah, I was a little out of sorts when I first woke up this morning.
I've been trying to get it to be a little less hangovery, but it's hard.
Yeah, maybe you should get people to drink some water before you hit them with it.
I'll see if they're a little bit more if they acquiesce next time.
So, what brings you by?
We're here to offer you a little bit of a deal. We can't get you off on any of the charges outside of allegedly helping to break into Utro building, seeing your powers on an entire facility's worth of people, as well as attempting to steal genetic material from Miss Manhattan. We can try to get those charges dropped.
I was never in your building. I don't know what you're talking about.
You were never in the building, but you aided in the your abilities to facilitate that.
Did I? Can you prove that?
You did on a recorded phone call mention that you were also supposed to work with Nosferat while Nosferat was being controlled by influencer.
Yeah, we kind of got you by the balls here, buddy.
And we were inside your head. Or you were inside ours.
That's not how my abilities work.
How do your work? Was it psychic or like a mystical act on your part? I'm genuine.
I can interact.
Either way, you're very adept.
I can interact with the world of dreams. If you consider that mystical, then I guess it's mystical. But it's not like I'm a trained magician.
Fair enough. And please do not take this looks like a PS2 game as an you're juggling a whole lot of things. Like, my smack talk during the incident aside, it's like, that's all just part of the job. No offense. It was very well done.
He looks at you like he thinks you're humoring him.
I did want to ask, did you mean to become an international supervillain with this job?
What do you mean? I never planned on limiting myself to the U.S. But
all right, so your connection with Volkov is just not important. It just is what happened. Okay.
With who?
Does he
Is
seem like he actually doesn't know that name, or was that him trying to bluff?
Oh, give me a willpower roll. Ooh, minimum roll for me, so 6 is the number to beat.
That's a 12.
No, he did not seem to recognize that name. But then he he's confused for a second. Then he smiles big. Oh, were y'all fishing for information? Was that a name you were hoping I would recognize?
Well, no, like your contact Mikhail is connected to like the Volkov Industries in Russia.
Okay. The Mikhail name, I'll give you. I have spoken to somebody named Mikhail. He did sound Russian, so that lines up. What else do you know about this Mikhail?
Not much outside of the name, to be honest.
Who gave you the name? That's okay. I
Like-
can probably guess.
I don't want to admit to this, but I do have some low-grade telepathic abilities. I can skim surface. Except yours, and that's frustrating as hell.
Give me another willpower roll. See how good you're lying to him.
Yeah, like also, why would you do this when I am a mind reader? You have a telepath next to you to make this lie
Come
better.
on, another one. So that's a 6.
It's so funny.
That's 11.
This
Boy's
is
a telepath.
Yeah, that would really make sense for when you for one of you investigating, types. Man, I wonder if the Rook's psychic. Maybe she's not a good detective at all.
Listen, just as a fair warning, never say that outside where she might be able to hear you.
Well, apparently I don't need to think it either.
Not is exceedingly terrifying.
He's
My
heard.
God, can't you? He's just gonna scribble something down in a notebook.
But okay. So what can you do for me? I was already wanted on charges when I got out of this place the first time. So you can't do anything about that.
Yeah,
How often has he? Go ahead.
Well, you go ahead.
How often has he worked with How often has he worked with Nosferat in connection with the heist she and her gang had been pulling off?
Okay, so the first time he encountered y'all was the first time he'd encountered Nosferatu.
Okay,
And it was
And they
just,
weren't
they were both
working
robbing
together.
the same place at the same time.
that's what I thought.
He'll give you that for free. That, So that last incident, the time he got arrested before, that was the first time he'd ever encountered her. Or even heard of her, for that matter.
We will see about getting, at the very least, reduced charges for the incident at. I'll say the name of the place we first encountered him at.
No, it was a Max Tech facility.
Max. We'll see about getting reduced charges. Maybe not all the way dropped. I'm not sure we can have that much pull. regarding the incident at Max.
Okay. That still leaves him with some charges as far as his breaking out, but it's better than nothing. He doesn't seem to be too worried about your company charging him with anything because he was never on their property. It'd be really hard to prove. All right. I don't have a lot of extra information for you. He gives you the same. He gives you the same drop-off location that Nosferatu had. When I was talking to him, though, when he went to introduce himself, I get the impression that he's not necessarily used to this sort of clandestine meetings and phone calls and stuff.
Cloak and dagger bullshit.
One way to put it. When he introduced himself as Mikhail, he almost added his last name. He called himself, but his last name definitely starts with a P. Might have been P-O, might have been P-A. It was kind of a P sound.
That's more than we had before.
And then he called himself and was like, just Mikhail. I assume you cut the same deal with the little albino girl.
To an extent, yes.
Good. That way, if y'all catch up with Mikhail, you won't have any idea who did it. Could be just as likely to suspect her and well, never mind. It doesn't matter. You're not worried about complications we'll have for this later on.
No, not over much. All due respect, like, you have your complications, we have our complications.
We're both like people playing outside of the general rules of society.
Yeah.
He just sorts not, yeah. Just hold up your end of the bargain.
We will do our best, and he's gonna take a little card out of his jacket and slide it across the table to him. If you're ever looking for a career change, give this number a call. For the Rhodes Ferry Monsters, I really do think you could do a lot of good working with a few therapists we have doing dream therapy. Not exactly a lot of money, not exactly a whole lot of money, probably not as exciting as what you've been doing, but it gets you gassed with knockout agents a lot less.
He looks very unimpressed.
Eh.
But he does keep the card.
You tried.
That's all you can do. You can't help them until they're willing to accept help. So they can, when you signal, they come in, they take him off. Agent Pierce, basically asks if you want to talk to any of the goons. In their interrogations, the goons didn't seem to really know anything. Their boss their boss did all the talking to the client. It just kind of gave them their marching orders. Here in a few hours, they've got to ship them off to the regular jail anyway, since none of them are powered.
Honestly, I don't think we're going to be able to get anything out of them that we haven't already gotten out of.
Pierce nods.
Nosferatu and Dream Lad.
You're cutting in and out kind of bad there.
I don't think we're going to be able to get anything out of them that we haven't already out of the...
Fair enough. Well, y'all ready to head back into town then?
I guess. What's your all's thoughts? And what are we going to do? Call this number and pretend like, hey, we've decided to cooperate and give them Karen's DNA. That they'll never fall for that.
Honestly, I think we should probably just do a fake drop-off at the drop-off point they gave us. Oh.
Well,
Uh-oh.
Oh, that wasn't good at all.
how do you think we should accommodate that?
You back with us, Marigold?
Yes.
Okay.
I kind of think at this point it would be a little played out for me to go take one of them over and make the call. However, either one of you might be able to cook something up that duplicates their voice. On a call.
Yeah, probably could. We could probably take care of that. Say, yeah, we were able to. One of us was able to step away, and we need to arrange a new drop-off point. Basically, just set up a sting.
Okay, so y'all are discussing this, I guess, on the drive back to town.
Yeah.
So back to the tunnel, out to the warehouse. You're driving across town. The radio comes to life. As a spirit operative, basically calling out van number, presumably the number of the van you're in, because your driver, responds to it. And they're basically asking, do vans 316? Do you still have the Visionaries on board? Yeah, they're right here. We have a team of known villains attacking a bank.
Really?
Mm.
And it rattles off which bank. And the driver, you can tell the driver is already changing direction. Would your team be willing to intervene?
I mean, it's kind of our job.
It's what we do.
They thank you, and your driver kind of heads that direction. Agent Pierce starts checking his weaponry. He tells you, I don't really have anything on me other than my sidearm, so. But if there's any kind of crowd control or trying to move civilians out of the way, that's what he'll focus on.
Yeah, we don't expect you to run into the furball with. You're more than capable. It's just,
Exactly. He is aware of his strengths and his weaknesses. He knows his limitations.
So said it was a group of known villains.
Correct.
Can we get some names to that? Name to that?
Pierce pulls out his tablet. It is a team of villains. Sometimes they're thieves on their own, sometimes they're villains for hire, called the Work Crew.
The who now?
The Work Crew.
Oh, the Work Crew.
He just sort of shrugs. Not the most creatively named, team he's ever heard of.
What does Boogeyman know about the Work Crew?
Oh, give me intelligence. Or reason, I mean. Or hang on, I'm getting my various systems mixed up. Intellect.
You haven't asked us to roll a die the game doesn't use yet, so you're doing fine.
When I was pre-rolling initiatives, though, I
14?
did roll a d20 for one of the characters. The roll only came up a 4, so I went ahead and used it. But
I've got a game master that doesn't know what dice you're supposed to do in a game that he created.
Gee, I wonder who that is.
Yeah, who could that be?
Alright, so 10 was the number you needed. Oh, and you got a 14. You've never encountered the Work Crew, but you have heard of them. You don't know if they're native to Detroit specifically. They're native to this part of the country, but they, pop up all over the place. The current 4 members are Crusher, Backhoe, Jackhammer, and Welder.
That is a Work Crew.
Indeed, they have their
Yep.
motif.
Does this Work Crew have any connection to the construction stuff that we've been circling around?
Not that you know of, other than Boogeyman. You do know Bill Dozer was a sometimes member of this team. He was like the one member of the team that would work independently fairly often, but would also pop up working with the team. Prior to his retirement.
Oh, good. Another chance to make somebody who really wouldn't bother with us at all to just make him mad.
That's what heroes do. They make enemies. So Crusher is, if you're looking at the picture, Crusher is the fellow with the wrecking ball at the end of a chain. He has enhanced strength and durability. He's specifically known for kind of a ground pound style attack. Though, using the wrecking ball as opposed to his fists or whatever. Backhoe is the one.
Special about the wrecking ball itself.
Not that's recorded. It's apparently just a weapon he wields. More dangerous because of the strength he can put behind it than anything inherent about it.
Yeah.
Backhoe is the guy with the mechanical arms, or the big mechanical claws. The claws can extend to some degree. He can't go like full, Mr. Fantastic. But they do extend, giving him a much longer reach than normal. And it's big mechanical claws. They can do damage. He's also particularly good at tunneling. A big thing with him is collapsing buildings. Let's see. Jackhammer is the one with the big kind of cylindrical gauntlet glove things. He does vibrational attacks. And they seem to be able to bypass most protections. He's also very good at destroying like materials. He's another one that, well, he doesn't have the reputation for collapsing buildings as much as Backhoe. It's something he could potentially do.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one in purple is Welder. The weapon he uses, it doesn't literally weld things, but it sort of melds them together on like an atomic level or a molecular level anyway. So he's known for entrapping people, your feet stick to the ground, or one of the other ones will slam you against a wall and he basically melds you to the wall.
That is low-key kind of horrifying.
Yeah, it can be. It doesn't seem to be a deep effect. Like they can't sink you halfway into a wall with it or anything. But he can also use the abilities, presumably that same tech, through his suit, so that it allows him to walk on walls and such. He was originally a solo builder who was calling himself Melder, and then when he hooked it with these guys, he changed it to Welder. Got to run with the team's shtick, I guess. Where did I put Welder's stats? Un momento. Let me see if there's anything relevant he would yeah. But that molecular melding tech of his is not the only gadget he's known to use. He tends to be it's assumed that he's kind of an all-around gadgeteer.
I'm assuming, based on their power set, these guys are notorious for being rather destructive.
Property damage is usually a big part of their crimes.
They don't just break into the bank vault, they probably level the bank.
Yep. They are not known for specifically going after like civilians, but they don't seem to be overly concerned about them when they're collapsing, floors of a building or So, not psychotic, but sociopathic, maybe. And like I said, they're known as villains for hire. They're not considered a real high-level threat. Like, they're not going to tangle like the Primus. I mean, they have before, but it was very one-sided. And they should have known better.
I mean, when is it not one-sided with the Primus?
That is fair.
All right.
Maybe when it was the Vasilev, or if him and the Blue Ensign ever got into it, that would probably be a pretty good fight. So you're approaching the bank, and there's already like police cars. As y'all pull up to the curb, an officer's actually stepping forward to get y'all out of here, out of the way. But as soon as the side door opens, Pierce steps out, ID, or already with his ID up, which is good because the officer, when the side door started sliding open, the officer was going for his gun. So all y'all spill out. Y'all are standing outside a bank. The front door of the bank is ripped off.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and drop a spray out Knee-Pat's Party Edition just for the squad.
All right.
Well, I see they've got the doors open for us. I think we're expected.
Yep. All right.
All right. Pierce is letting y'all take the lead.
Suppose we stroll on in.
Also, when you step out of the van, Carol comes over your comms. Hey, are y'all all right? Y'all disappeared off the comms as soon as y'all got in that van.
Oh yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Guess the van was shielded.
Probably so. So I'm getting bank alarms going off at that bank you're at. I assume that's why you're there.
Peaceful out here. It's weird. We'll take care of it.
Roger that. Let me know if you need anything.
Let Offerman know we to have a little chit chat once we're back in one piece.
Sure. I'll let him know. He's probably gonna want to have a meet with you anyway. All right, so y'all walk into the lobby of the bank. The lobby is already empty. The people that were in the lobby have already run out. Pierce is on the radio with some of the police. They've got one of the police talking to one of the tellers. She said they took the bank manager with them deeper into, basically going to make the bank manager take them to the vault. And as soon as they got out of sight, all the customers and other tellers ran out of the building.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let y'all engage however y'all choose to engage. Once you've got them distracted, I'm going to try to get the bank manager out, if he's still in one piece.
That'll work. As we head on in, Boogeyman's going to try and make a knockout gas little area of effect knockout gas with a duration of 1 turn.
Okay. What rank is that going to be?
They didn't leave anybody in the lobby. It's completely empty, right?
Correct.
It appears to be.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't hold anybody hostage, so as soon as the villains were out of sight, everybody split. Tripped the alarms or whatever and took off.
Oop.
All right, what rank was this knockout gas going to be?
Rank 6.
All right, so let me roll a 6. All right, 9 is the number you need. You rolled an 11, all right. As you venture down into the bank, into the basement level or whatever, go ahead and give me coordination rolls for initiative.
Sure.
Just to go ahead and get that out of the way.
My coordination say initiative plus 10.
What's that now?
I was being stupid.
Oh, okay. Alright, so Skater Boy has got a 5. Influencer has got a 5. Boogeyman has got a 9. Alright, so top of the order. Okay. You know, when y'all get to it. Alright, so Boogeyman.
Yes, sir.
Oh, actually, would you be in the lead, or would Skaterboy be in the lead? You into a kind of the two of the more brawlery types.
Generally speaking, I think it has been Boogeyman taking the lead, just because he can take a little bit better of a hit than Gator Boy can.
That's true. He does have his own body armor as in addition to whatever the spray on knee pads give him. Okay, that's fair. So y'all are going down some stairs, and you're hearing noise, metal scraping and whatnot. As you round one corner, give me an awareness roll, if you would.
Sure. Add investigation to it, or just straight awareness?
Just straight awareness. Let's see, his coordination is 4.
Nice, an 11.
Alrighty, let me find my blank utility character sheet because I have too many things pulled up on one monitor. So you round a corner, and there was a man stuck to the ceiling.
Oh my!
He is wearing a purple outfit, and he is pointing a relatively gun-looking device, like it looks like some kind of freaky blaster or something, maybe. In your general direction, it's like he was
not one of the 4 that was in the picture.
Oh yeah. It's the purple guy from the picture.
Oh, okay. It is the purple guy.
The welder.
My bad.
It's a fairly high ceiling. Your best guess, he was hoping he wouldn't be seen before he could, waylay you. But you have spotted him first, and you will go before him in the initiative order.
All right.
So you see him getting ready to take a shot. Clearly guarding the hallway.
I was really hoping to be able to get all of y'all with this one. I'm gonna hurl that little knockout grenade at him.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tap Tough SOB. Myself a +2 to that roll.
All right. And that'll be versus his coordination. So 8. So that's a massive success for you. You bounce the thing off his face. And then what does he resist with? Is your knockout gas go against strength or against willpower?
Willpower.
Alright, I'm assuming it's just a stun power.
And if possible, I would like to use probability control to give him bad luck on this.
Yeah, I don't see why.
He was in a rush to put on his suit today, and it's not quite as sealed as normal.
Or he did that instinctive take a breath instead of immediately holding it like he should have. Alright. So Boogeyman gets an 8 for the guess.
Not great on that one.
And you said based off strength, correct?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Let me just check and see that his... that's not gonna be great for him at all. All right, so his strength -2 basically for the probability.
Oof.
So yeah, it hits him in the face. He's like, ah! And you hear the intake of breath as the gas is exploding right at his face already. You rolled an 8, he got a 4, so massive success or massive failure on his part. He doesn't even drop off the ceiling. It's like where his feet and knees and one of his hands was attached. Was touching the ceiling, was what was sticking him. It's like they're still stuck. But they relax, and the one hand that was holding the weapon just flops, and the weapon hits the ground. It's like you took somebody that was sleeping and glued them to the ceiling. He's just limp, but in kind of awkward position because where the attachments are.
I assume he has some way to compensate for blood flow issues, so it should be fine to leave him up there.
Pierce is like, for the time being.
I mean, we'll be done in like 15 minutes.
Yeah. How big is that weapon?
Yeah, I'm thinking about collecting that weapon too.
I'll bring the picture up again. So as you can see, it's a decent size, It's not quite properly gun shaped, but it's kind of oversized blaster looking thing.
It's one-handed, but it does have like a piece to slap against your shoulder on.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, any of you can potentially grab it. He is, Well, most of the rest of the team look very buff. This guy's just, he's got more of a runner's physique.
I'm gonna hand that to Skater Boy. I don't feel comfortable using this weapon just because I don't know how to work it, and I don't know, accidentally separate someone's skin from their muscle with it.
Does the weapon look pretty self-explanatory?
No. There is a trigger. The trigger seems pretty self-explanatory. The end of the weapon is clearly where whatever is coming out comes out. But then there's all sorts of buttons and knobs and stuff on the side.
Plus, you don't know what's damage was done to it whenever it...
Yeah, there's no visible damage. And it feels fairly sturdy.
Since I don't have time to really examine it, it's going in the jorts.
Right into one of your dimensional pockets. Alright, y'all continue to creep ahead because he did not have time to give any kind of alarm. And the little bit of noise of like the gun clanking to the ground is not making up for the noise of whatever is going on down the hallway. Like you're hearing the sound of like rending metal and stuff. Since you're in the lead, Boogie, give me a stealth.
That'd be coordination, correct?
Correct.
Nice.
Alright, he's the only one with a really good awareness. Which did him no good rolling a 2. Alright, so you creep up to the door. Peeking around the corner, you're seeing the main vault door that they're in the process of tearing through. Jackhammer and backhoe seem to be working at the edges of the door. And you can see where they've kind of, some of it's crushed in, and, it's just barely hanging on, which is the noise you've been hearing. and you hear one of them, "All right, Crusher, now!" And the guy with the wrecking ball runs forward and hits it smack in the middle, causing it to sort of bend in slightly. And with the damage around the edge, just enough that it kind of falls into the vault itself. You know, huge metal door hitting the ground. That's echoing all through. Some of you probably wishing you had ear protection on right now. Alright, so what are we doing? And you see the bank manager is still standing there. He's off to one side away from the door, but they don't appear to have harmed him yet.
They don't have their hands on him at the moment.
No. It looks for all the world like they shoved him in the corner and said, "You stand there." You know, he keeps glancing at the door, but doesn't look like almost like maybe he's trying to work up the nerve to run for it, but
Well, hopefully our presence will give him that courage.
all right. So Jackhammer is telling him, "All right, get in there. You know what the client wants. Let's get in there and find it before the police work up the nerve to come in after us." And all three of them, step into the vault. So starting at the top of the order, we've got Boogeyman on a 9.
Emotion, let's roll up on him.
All right.
And which one of the goons is closest to him?
Crusher is the last one walking through the vault door.
I am going to run up to him, pull out this really neat thing I made between this session and last, flick it on, and try to his wrecking balls.
All right, so you're going after the wrecking ball's chain with your
Lightsaber, yeah.
legally distinct, not a lightsaber.
Beam sword I made.
Hey, that was a good enough distinction that Gundam didn't get sued by Lucas, so that'll work for us. All right, give me your attack roll. And let's see.
All right.
I'm going to give Crusher a -2 because he doesn't know you're coming yet. So he got a 7.
Nice.
You got a 14. How much damage does that do?
It does 6 damage.
All right, 6 damage. Let me check the...
Check the hardness of steel.
Yeah, basically. If I can find...
It's harder than a fast airplane.
Fast helicopter. Fast helicopter is always what we judge things by. Alright, so steel is an 8 generally. But we're not talking about a steel wall here, we're talking about a chain link. So I'm going to give it a 7. So yeah, you slice through one of the links. The wrecking ball itself drops to the ground. Very loud. Clearly everybody knows you're here now. Crusher's, thrown off balance for like half a step or something. He turns around, he sees what you've done to his wrecking ball. Hey, you piece of crap!
Honestly, not the worst thing I've ever been called. Oh, your skin thicker than your chain? Gonna give the sword a little twirl.
He's considering that sword very carefully with your question. You know the heroes are supposed to be less psycho than the villains, right?
That should give you some consideration about your next course of action, shouldn't it?
Alright, and next up is Backhoe, who has seen all this going on. Oh, look, it's the pretty company supers from the TV. Let me just tell you, we're so honored to meet you. Try not to hurt them too much, Crusher. You know, they gotta stay pretty for the TV. In fact, why don't you guys just go ahead and leave so you stay pretty? And we don't have to waste our time on, you know, some sellouts.
Bulldozer's insults like hurt more.
Oh, y'all have met Bill? How did y'all meet Bill? He's retired. And he's, as he says that,
story.
as he says that, his arms extend and he tries to grab Boogeyman with his big claws. He's giving him the clamps.
His big meaty claws.
No, they're big metallic steel, like, you know, bionic.
They're not
arm
just
things.
for mating displays.
I mean, he did think I was pretty.
That's fair. Alright, so this would be a prowess. So 8 is the number you need to beat. Or excuse me, 9 is the number you beat. 8 is the number you rolled.
Oof, just missed it.
You rolled just as I glanced over to see what I had rolled. Alright, so that is a par. So that is a power. Whoa. That is a partial hold. Oh.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike. One moment while I adjust the Discords. Or the video windows. There's Mike, and then I need to turn the Whippet picture off.
Sorry to do this, but I'll be right back.
Alright. He was here, then he was gone.
And I'm back.
Excellent.
I was just looking for this. It turned out to be right here.
Alright, so to catch Mike up, well, first, so Backhoe Boogeyman is trying to grab you with both clamps. He misses with one and catches you by one arm with the other one. So you're in a partial hold. And to catch you up, Mike, meeting with Offerman, kind of going over the attack from the previous session. He suggests contacting Spear and seeing if y'all could talk to the prisoners. So you went back to the... Spear showed up to drive you. Back to the facility under Zug Island. Nosferatu cut a deal with Boogeyman. Basically, the team is going to try to convince Futuro not to press charges against her. And Karen, too, a.k.a. Miss Manhattan, not to press charges. She gave up the name Mikhail as the man that hired her.
Who is I'm sorry. Who's Miss Manhattan planning on? Who was Miss Manhattan planning on filing charges against?
Nosferatu.
Oh, okay.
Because she was there trying to take blood samples from her.
I see. So basically, no harm, no foul, more or less.
Kind of.
In theory.
Okay.
You know, Spear would still hold her based off the museum stuff, but, you know, it's at least less charges you'd have to worry So she gave y'all the name Mikhail, and that he had a Eastern European accent. And the number she used to contact him and where their drop-off point was supposed to be, though she was supposed to have met him this morning, so you'd be late for that. Talking to Honoroi, he was able to back up the Mikhail name, but he said when he spoke to Mikhail, Mikhail seemed to be new at this sort of skullduggery. So when he introduced himself to Honoroi, he almost said his last name. Called himself, but the first letter is definitely a P, maybe a PO, maybe a PA. It was kind of a pa sound, like he was, the first syllable or whatever before he called himself. Honoroi, y'all making a similar deal with Honoroi to, not go pressing any extra charges against him. Since, he's already been busted for the museum, and now he's going to have charges for having escaped from the first time he was arrested. And he had the same contact number and drop-off point, so it verified, the information from Nosferatu. As Agent Pierce, the Spear agents were driving you back, you're with the one that's escorting you around is Agent Pierce. Spear gives them a call asking if they still have you. There's an attack at a bank, so they change course and taking y'all to the bank. He's being attacked by a group called the Work Crew. Boogie has already knocked out the welder. Although that stuff's only good for the one round. But
he also doesn't have his gun now.
Yeah, but they took his little gun device thing that can molecularly meld things together. So.
And also, he's still melted to the ceiling. Oh, well, his suit.
Yeah. His suit's
probably fine.
His suit's probably what's doing that. He is known for running up and down walls and stuff.
Huh.
He is definitely not my homage to Pace Pipe Pete. But y'all got there. Y'all got past that first guy and got there just as they were tearing through the bank vault door.
Okay.
So they were all walking into a bank vault. The building is empty except for the bank manager that is here with him. Agent Pierce has followed you down and has basically told you, as you're, when y'all engage the villains, I will try to get the bank manager out. He has no delusions about fighting supervillains himself. His plan was always just, I'll get any civilians in the area out.
Okay.
There are a couple of people on this team. This team is well known for high amounts of property damage in their crimes. While they don't tend to target civilians, they don't check to see if a building's got people in it or not before they collapse it either. So, give you some idea of what kind of people you're dealing with.
Okay.
But Boogeyman kicked off the festivities by running up and cutting the chain on Crusher's wrecking ball. A man with large mechanical hands called Backhoe tried to grab him, got him in a partial hold, and that's where we're at. Next up is Crusher. Since his buddy is holding Boogeyman, he's going to try to punch Boogeyman. Because Boogie has broken his favorite toy. So he takes a swing.
That's just mean, Boogie.
You need a 9 to avoid it.
Does the partial hold hurt?
I believe that gives him a -2 to actions.
But not reactions?
But not react. It doesn't specify reactions.
Okay.
That is a tie.
Alright, so half damage, you take 3 points of damage.
All right. I soaked that good and plenty.
That does reduce the Spray on Knee Pads Party Edition by 1 rank, though. And then it is Whippet's turn.
Okay. So, let me just make sure I know exactly who the warp crew is composed of. There is a crusher, there's a backhoe, and
All right.
there's a
Pile
welder.
driver.
Yeah, there's a pile
Okay.
driver.
Pile driver.
All right, I should have. I believe I've thrown the picture up on. On the Roll20 for you.
Oh, there they are. Oh, look at that. Okay, so there's 4 of them. I see.
So
There's
yeah,
crusher on the left.
yeah, it goes crusher, backhoe, pile driver, and welder.
Welder.
You know,
Okay.
starting from the left and just running across.
Okay. Well, let's see. And he said the welder was nailed to the ceiling?
Back in the hallway, y'all came through. Yes.
Okay.
His powers let him stick to it, or his tech, and they gassed him and he passed out. But he passed out still attached to the. So he dropped the
Okay.
blaster, the weaponized version of his tech. He dropped. It's now in Skaterboy's
Right.
jorts.
Very good. So I think I'm just going to straight up whip. Let's see. I'll whip backhoe since he's got Boogeyman in a partial hold.
Okay.
So let me just get my whip attack and see what
Uh-oh.
happens.
But how are you gonna go for his eyes? He's wearing safety glasses.
I'm holding back. This is a kinder, gentler weapon.
All right, so let's see. Where did I put backhoe? And this is a prowess to avoid. So he got a 7. So that's a massive success for you.
Excellent. Base damage is 5. Does that get through it all?
Oh yeah. He's not particularly well armored or anything.
Oh, I see. Very good.
He just has big
So,
mechanical
let's
hands.
see. All right, let's test for the stun.
All right, that will be his strength. He's got a reasonable strength. So that is a tie, so he is not stunned.
Okay, now let's test for the kill. Oh, that's not gonna.
All right.
Oh,
You got a 6, he got a 7. So both of you rolled kind of bad, but he rolled well enough that you did not kill him outright with your kinder, gentler attack.
5 points of damage. It is.
Yeah, and that definitely hurt. You figure the only reason he didn't let go in alarm is the fact that it's a mechanical something doing the holding. Skater Boy, you're up.
All right. I will speed in and see how well a skateboard does against Mr. Backhoe.
Just gonna dogpile the poor man.
He's grappling. He's the one showing a way to incapacitate someone semi-permanently. So
All right. He got a 9 on his prowess to avoid you.
I got a 9 to hit.
So that's a tie. What's half your damage?
2.
Well, since Backhoe's only got 7 to begin with, oh no, he's got 8 to begin with. Hang on. How much damage did you do to him, Mike? 5. Okay, he is still conscious. He don't look good at all, though. Influencer, you're up.
The big guy. Well, there's several that are big, but the one on the left,
Mm-hmm. That's Crusher.
the tattered clothes. I am going to see if I can take him over.
The influencer's got a type. He always likes the big guys.
Well, it occurred to me that influencer just isn't going to know if he takes over somebody with other powers other than just being a brute. He might not know how to use those abilities.
No, that's fair. All right, so you're going after Crusher. I'm sure a guy like Crusher's got a magnificent willpower. All right, you got a 16. He got a 6.
I got him.
So y'all see influencer, step into the room, disappear. Now Crusher's looking around. Next up is Welder. But he is not exactly, he's probably just waking up. So we will skip past him and go to Jackhammer. All right. So he's going to use his vibrational manipulation. So he screams for his team to get into the vault. And then he sticks those big cylindrical gauntlets of his outside the vault. And seems to be targeting the walls of the room you're in. Everything starts vibrating and shaking, almost like it's an earthquake. You see cracks appearing in the walls and in the ceiling. Let me roll to see just how effective he's being.
Sounds like he wants to bring the house down.
His team has a reputation for doing that sort of thing. And the building it's holding up better than it should be, truthfully. But like I said, cracks appearing in the walls, little chunks are starting to fall already. This is going to be a problem very quickly. He was the top of the order. So just before he does that, Agent Pierce would have basically just leaned into the room and kind of gestured to the manager, who would have gone running towards the agent. So now the Pierce and the bank manager are both they're behind you back in the hallway. So, out of harm's way unless somebody knocks you back into him.
Now, Pierce does remember that there is still a supervillain in that direction, correct?
Last he saw him, he was incapacitated.
All right.
I mean, y'all disarmed him, but sure he's fine, right? Surely he doesn't have any gadgets in that belt of his. All right, so that was the top. So the top of the order was Jackhammer's action. Then we're back to Boogeyman.
I'm going to try and break out of Pile Driver's grip.
Okay. So that will be versus Pile Driver, or not Pile Driver, Backhoe.
Yeah, Backhoe. Be strength, correct?
Correct. So that is a tie. You got a 10, he got a 10. However, it is then immediately his turn. Let's see, he can't just auto damage you because it's only a partial hold. But he is also not all that interested in fighting anymore. So he just sort of flings you away from him. Give me a coordination roll.
Would athletics factor into this?
Yes, athletics would factor into it. Ooh, you need a 10 because he rolled very well.
He said prowess?
No, this would be
Or
coordination.
coordination?
This is to see if you land on your feet or if you wind up prone and have to spend time getting up. All right, that's a tie. I'm going to say a marginal success is a success enough that you're on your feet. You know, you hit, you roll, you come up, ready to fight or run or dodge falling debris, whatever ends up being necessary. And he uses his movement. He pulls back into the vault. Past pile driver. Let's see. Next up is Crusher, but he's not really taking his own actions at the moment. Whippet, you're up.
All right. Looks like Jackhammer's the big threat now. So I'm going to strike at him.
Okay.
There's no obvious like on-off switch or anything like that on his gauntlets, is there?
No.
Okay. Striking away. Oh, not such a great hit this time.
All right, that's his prowess.
Nope. Oh, he almost got a strike back. Almost.
Oh no. That's 4 more than you, so that's a massive failure on your part. The only thing that saves you from him being able to punch you back is the fact that the whip gives you such reach.
Ah, gotcha. Very good.
But yeah, you lash out with that. He uses one of those big gauntlets to block. Skater Boy.
Hello. Backhoe is still standing, correct?
Yes, he is now. He has moved past Jackhammer, and he is in the vault proper now.
All right, I will try to run up and grapple Jackhammer to get him to stop
Okay.
this wall-destroying technique of his.
All right, that would be coordination. Or not coordination, prowess.
No, prowess. All right,
If you've
so
got the
plus
wrestling
2,
thing, which I think you just picked up.
I picked up 2 ranks in wrestling. And I will be using another tick of my probability control to give me good luck.
Okay.
And 11.
Ooh, and he got a 7. You have him in a full hold.
I'm sorry, I only know the master lock.
You hear, a disciple of Ken Shamrock, huh?
Well, sorry, I could also Boston Crab you, I guess.
I'd really rather.
Oh wait,
you didn't. No, excuse me. It was Chris Masters that used the master lock, not Ken Shamrock. I don't know what I was thinking. I have failed in my wrestling trivia.
It's all right. When you said it, I had assumed Shamrock just did it before Chris Masters. It was just called something else.
Always possible.
Because, that's why I was saying Boston Crab instead of Walls of Jericho.
Fair. And for you non-wrestling fans out there, well, you're probably just confused. It's wrestling. Wrestling is confusing.
And the moves have silly names sometimes.
Hey, I know who Kurt Angle is. I mean, does that count?
Yes.
Yeah, but he was an Olympic wrestler before he was a fake wrestler. I use the term fake loosely.
It's true. It's true.
All right, next up is influencer. So, influencer, your quote-unquote teammates are telling you to get in the vault.
I am going to follow them into the vault. And then I am going to clock the other big guy.
Backhoe?
Yeah.
Okay. The one that's already looking rough. And he looks like he's already headed to like the back of the room for some purpose. But go ahead and take your swing.
I guess I should roll, shouldn't I?
Only if you want it to have some actual effect. Alright, where is Backhoe?
I just expect me to tell influencer to do something and he does it, but
Alright, so as you step up behind Backhoe, he kind of half turns to look at you. Well, that went south quick, didn't it? See, I'm going to get us out of here. And then, you're going to take a swing, and he's like, let's see. You got an 8, he got a 10. He steps out of the way as you swing. Dude, this is not the time to be playing some kind of... crap. Hey, Jack! Do they have a mind controller on their team? And the guy tangled with Skater Boy kind of shouts back, yeah, they got somebody. I think he possesses people like a demon or something. So despite their mocking of you, they've clearly done some research on you before operating in your town. Well, they probably think of it as their town. Then on a 4, it is the welder, who is definitely awake now and definitely doing something, but also definitely hears the roof coming down where y'all are at, so probably not moving towards you. Then we're back to the top of the order with Jackhammer, who can only really try to get loose from Skater Boy. So he can use his, I think, prowess or coordination.
I think he used prowess or strength.
Oh, that's probably it. Prowess or strength versus your strength, I believe. I've only been running this game 7 years straight. No reason I should remember any of this. Ah, yes, wrestling. Alright, yeah. Oh, no, escaping is the action or reaction I'm looking for, though. No, it's
wild to remind us that it's been 7 years.
Well,
It's a long game.
Yeah, I have one of my buddies that's always, how do you make that game last that long? Well, we change characters every season.
It works.
Huh?
And the 7 years was specifically on my mind because we're about to swap over. The Tuesday game is about to swap over because it swaps over every year. All right, so yes, prowess or strength versus the You're right. So his prowess is higher than his strength, so he will roll his prowess versus your strength. He got an 8, which is not great for him.
Okay, it'll be my strength
Mm-hmm.
plus my wrestling plus the roll.
I
8.
believe wrestling factors in, yes.
Yes.
So that is a tie. So he is unsuccessful in escaping. He doesn't even manage to lessen it from a full hold to a partial hold.
Unsurprisingly, grappling is hard when you're holding 2 giant cylindrical sonic blasters.
Oh, you know, his hands kind of poke out of the bottoms of him. You know, he can still do things.
I'm getting slapped with metal sock and boppers as he's trying to get out.
Boogeyman, you're up.
I could probably take out Backhoe in one hit. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run up and just the lightsaber away because I don't want to actually kill him. Pull out my baseball bat and just swing for the fences right at his face.
All right. Well, he sees you coming, and he's definitely not happy about it. And that is
That's a 10.
moderate success. And we won't bother rolling for the knockback. He basically fails out automatically. As you knock him unconscious. So yeah, he drops to the ground. He flies back, 5-10 feet, hits the ground, and just lays there. And then it would be his turn, but he's laid out.
That was Crusher, right?
That was Backhoe.
Oh,
Crusher is currently possessed by the Influencer. You have seen him take a swing at Backhoe, so you're confident that's where the Influencer went. Then it would be Crusher's turn, except the Influencer is in him. Then it is Whippet.
okay. So, Jackhammer, is he still vibrating? Is he still shaking the house with even in the full lock, or is he?
No, the vibrations have stopped. The building is clearly damaged, but no, it has stopped shaking at the moment.
Okay.
He could not maintain that while being grappled.
Right. And Backhoe just went down. I'll take a peek and I'll look aside to see what the deal is with the welder. Is he still out? 'Cause I don't think anyone's been paying attention to him.
So you step back, look down the hallway. You don't see him.
Uh-oh.
You see Agent Pierce and the bank manager, running for the front door, or running for the stairs up to the ground level.
Okay. I'll tell everyone that welder's up and about, and I'll go find him. Then I'll just run to his last known location.
All right. So yeah, you run down the hallway. You see, you see these weird marks in the ceiling where his suit had melded to it. There's like visible distortions in the material. Apparently, when he unmelds from something. So you're going to continue down the hallway to try to catch up with him?
Yeah, first of all, can I hear his footsteps? If this is one of those, if I'm envisioning kind of like this cavernous kind of.
It's a very large, high ceiling. This is why he thought he might be able to hide clinging to it. Give me an awareness check or roll.
Hey.
6, the number you need to beat.
Here's my awareness roll.
All right. So you stop and you listen. You try to ignore the sounds of the fight back behind you, and you try to listen. And you can definitely pick up 3 sets of, you're hearing 3 pairs of feet running ahead of you. 2 of them being the manager and the agent. And there's somebody up, beyond them. And from the sound of it, this guy's already running up the stairs.
Okay,
So it's like he's just out of sight.
Okay, so he's not running after Agent Pierce.
No. He's got the lead on them.
Okay, I'll notify that he's running up the stairs, and I'm in pursuit.
So you take off, and you hear Pierce on the radio, warning the officers ahead of him that this guy's coming.
Actually, wait. Is there only a staircase going up? Are there any staircases going down?
No. When you came down, this basement level seemed to be as deep as the bank goes.
Oh, that's right. We're in the vault level.
And the bank's got another couple of stories above the first floor, but that's not relevant at the moment. So you are in pursuit of the welder. Skater Boy.
I just have the ability to do damage while grappling an opponent, correct?
While you got them in a full hold, yes.
And I still currently have them in full hold.
So yeah, you can just maintain the hold and squeeze a little bit.
Yep.
All right, what's your strength?
4.
All right, let me double check and make sure Jackhammer doesn't have any actual armor, I don't think. No, it does not. So he just takes the damage. What did you say it was?
4.
All right. So you squeeze, he kind of grunts. Argh. Aren't you too old for this? Seems like I was in high school. I was watching you on TV.
Yeah, and you'd think with all that study, you wouldn't be losing to me.
You can't see his face because he's got that featureless helmet on. But the little crook of his head, you think that little bar may have gotten through.
Finally, there's a fight where Skater Boy can just be feeling himself.
Influencer, you're up.
Who is still up and about that's not being held?
All right, so Crusher is possessed. Backhoe is unconscious. Welder is in the breeze. So the only person in your general vicinity is Jackhammer, and Skater Boy's got him in a lock.
Okay, well, I guess I can help out Skater Boy and knock him in the head. Not Skater Boy, obviously, but Jackhammer.
I'm glad you specified.
I'd never hear the end of it.
No, you probably wouldn't. It would have been funny, though. Oh, I guess I do need to roll his defense, don't I? Prowess. There we go. Ooh, that is a massive success. So you walk up, Skater Boy's holding him just right, and you just... I was about to ask you how much damage you do, but you don't know how much damage you do.
Nope.
Let's see. This is Crusher. Alright, Crusher is superhumanly strong, so that is 7 points of damage. which is more than Jackhammer had left, I can assure you. So Jackhammer goes limp in your arms, Skater Boy.
All right.
Big dent in the side of his helmet.
I can handle getting these two delivered to the police if you like want to help out with that.
Yep.
Will do.
I'm gonna head down the hall. Giving the influencer a little high five.
All right. So I think what I want from Boogeyman and the influencer are strength rolls.
Sure.
Influencer, you will be rolling with a +7, D6 +7, for Crusher strength because you're in his body.
That's an 8.
Okay. Where is
Did not work.
would you add another 4 to that? It should.
Yeah.
So that would have been you in Crusher's body getting a 10. Boogie got an 8. Needed to be so both of you beat a 7. So y'all sprint. You're sprinting down the hallway. Obviously, Whiphead and Wilder have a lead on you. These rolls will see if you were making up ground. You've basically caught up with the bank manager, who is not a particularly athletic fellow, and Pierce is pacing the bank manager. So y'all go running past him. Boogeyman, is that is that influencer next to you?
So
Pierce starts radioing ahead to let the police know not to shoot the big guy in the hard hat. Meanwhile, Whippet, you were already a bit closer to, or not as far behind Welder as the other two. So why don't you give me a strength roll? And of course, I'm using strength here, as your stamina essentially, or constitution, or whatever you want to call it.
Sure. A great roll.
Okay, so you're maintaining about the same distance away from him. Just as you hit the steps, you kind of see him up above you. You can tell that he's fiddling with his pouches as he's running.
Am I within whip range?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
If you can beat him on that catch up with him roll next time, then you'll be within striking distance. Alright, then it is his go. He is, of course, still running, but he is going to try to use his utility belt, aka his gadget ability. Alright, so he needs to beat a 7 with his intellect. And his specialties. Okay. Alright, he has successfully made whatever gadget he is trying to make. Or perhaps just remember that he's got and pulls out. Skater Boy, not Skater Boy. Skater Boy, you're in cleanup mode. You know, you're zip tying people or whatever.
Well, since I've got super speed, I was just gonna be carrying them physically out into the cops.
Oh, okay. Can you skateboard upstairs though?
Well, the super speed isn't tied to the skateboard.
Oh. I guess I'm just used to you always using it while using
With the skateboard, yeah. I understand.
And how fast are you?
3. I believe that is car speed. But I will double check.
Fast car speed, I believe.
Now let's not...
Car, cheetah, or falcon.
Yeah.
So not race car speeds, but
60 to 70 miles an hour is pretty good.
So you blow past Boogeyman and Influencer.
With one of them on my back, one of the villains on my back.
You blow past Whippet up the stairs, past the frantic welder as you see him, pulling things out of his pouches. And you're like, you make it all the way to the lobby. You're basically at the front door. You're still inside the building, but you're basically at the front door in one round.
And I will have brought Jackhammer just because I kind of already had him in the grapple.
He was already in your hand, so, a bird in the hand and all that. Alright, then Boogeyman and Influencer need to give me those strength checks again. See if you're getting winded yet. Need to beat a 7. Alright, Boogie is not gaining any ground.
6. Come on.
Wait, I should be able to have my athletics for that, correct?
Correct.
So that would be an 8.
Okay, you gain ground. You gain some ground then.
Yay.
Influencer.
Hold on.
Not-
About to roll.
I'm not sure what you're doing. I see 3 rolls. But they're just D6s with nothing added to them. 1d6 plus 7. Alright, there you go. So you got a 12.
Oh, I was kind of jacking it up, wasn't I? I was trying to set it up to roll.
Hey,
the
that's
correct
fine.
thing.
Once you got it set up, it rolled fine. So you got a 12. Massive success on your part. So you have just about caught up with Whippet. Then we jump down to Whippet. Whippet, give me a roll.
I also forgot to add my athletics, so I'm going to type this in manual. Oh, no, I set up an athletics roll. Still rolling badly.
Oof. Nothing you can do about a 0.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're starting up the steps and you miss a step and kind of stumble, have to catch yourself. So the Influencer in Crusher's body is actually taking a couple of steps past you then.
Okay.
And then it is Welder's turn. And he is going to throw down the gadget that he has produced. huge cloud of smoke appears up ahead of y'all. Or in Skaterboy's case, behind him. It's very dense, it's very thick smoke, and it's spreading very quickly.
Perhaps we're
Seems
about to
uncalled for.
learn who these guys are working for.
But so everybody loses sight of him because he's at the center of this when it goes off. When he throws it down and it goes off. Those of you down the stairs don't see what happened. Y'all just see some of the smoke drifting. So anybody running into the smoke will need to give me an awareness check.
I need to step away for one moment. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. Alright, so...
Oh,
Alright, so Whippet and Influencer, you're both on the stairs. The smoke is coming down to you.
neither one of us are aware, it seems.
I'm rolling really badly today. It's been all ones and twos.
I was okay. It's just Jason looks like he got a good roll.
Yeah. Alright, so y'all go into the smoke, and you're coughing some. It's not... it's irritating to breathe this stuff, but it's not an actual attack or anything. But not only is it the smoke going off, whatever that gadget is like making kind of a whoop whoop, electronic whoop whoop noise. Think of the cheap little like ray gun toys or something you might see in a dollar store. It's like real cheap sounding, but it's loud. So you're not sure where this guy is now. Because once you get to the...
So it's basically we can't see and we can't hear.
Right. You're on stairs. Obviously, you either keep going up and to get to the top floor, or you can go back down and, back the way you came. You're not, like, lost, but you also can't see him or hear where he's going.
Just in case, can I
Wait.
whip up at... no, we can't... I can't reach the ceiling in the staircase, can I? Like, even with my whip? Or the wall? Because it just occurs to me that this would be a good move to just, like, cling to the side of the wall and let us run past and then double back around. So I might just, like, whip along the wall aside me, just in case.
Okay.
And hopefully I don't hit one of my friends.
Well, you know about where Influencer was when the smoke went off.
Okay.
So as long as you don't, at that angle, you should be safe enough.
Yeah.
Alright, so you start whipping the walls. And you've been using you use a whip a lot. You know the sound of it hitting, stone or metal versus, flesh or, clothing.
Yeah. I'll just try to listen over the siren for the cries of "ow, my eye."
Why do I picture Whippet with all that with all the mathematics twirling around her head, trying to figure out, okay, he was about this tall, so his eyes would be right about. Yeah. So this is the angle I need from where I'm standing to the wall.
Yeah, like that one meme, that one GIF.
So, good thinking, but no, you're not. You don't seem to be hitting anybody. Skater Boy. I assume you just continue outside the building, drop the guy off with the police.
Yep, make sure that his arms come out of the jackhammer device.
Give me a reason roll to see how. I mean, you looking at them, you can tell they're probably not attached. Not grafted to him. Not like backhoe's arms.
Would that be intellect?
But yeah, intellect. If you've got a technology skill, you can factor that in there.
I've got a 9, but that's it.
And you needed a 9, so marginal success. It takes you a little extra time, but you figure out where the release mechanisms are, and then you can slide them.
Yep. So
You
pop
and
him
the
off
spear
and-
agents can slide them off.
and hand him over to the police and go, all right, well, there's one. I've got to get back in there and help finish up on the other.
They understand. And, the spear agents, take the tech to their van, and you see the officers start to handcuff him. And a discussion is starting up between one of the van driver and the officers as to exactly where he'll go first, who has jurisdiction, that kind of thing. It is not a heated debate. They're just, hashing it out.
But with that marginal, I guess I'm not going to be able to get back in there. And
No, it took a little bit of time, so
yeah, it's unfortunate.
basically you don't have the extra movement or extra, the extra time you would have had with your super speed to get back in there. You spent at normal, relatively normal speed, figuring out the release mechanism. All right, so inside. With the smoke, everybody slows down going up the stairs, so Boogeyman, you're able to catch up with the influencer and whip it without any trouble.
Yay.
And, it's decently wide stairs, but it's not so wide that you're going to walk past them even in the smoke and not realize they're there. So, how do y'all plan on trying to find this guy? Like I said, smoke's going, it's making the gadget is making a lot of noise.
Boogie is going to try and knock together a device.
All right.
Probably knock out any other piece of technology in a short area.
Okay. What rank is this going to be? 5?
Yeah, it's going to set it to 5 just to make it a little bit easier for me.
Okay. Ooh, 11 is the number you need.
Ouch.
Doable.
That was a max roll for me. A 15 will definitely do it, though.
Nice.
All right, so you've got the gadget whipped together. Is anybody doing anything else while Boogie whips this together? All right.
I don't think I do.
So the next round, you can set that off. Skater Boy would have come rushing back in, but are you going to try to run through the smoke at super speed, Skater
Hello?
Boy? Yes, you're with us. Can you hear us?
Oh.
The second disconnect.
And she's back.
My back?
Yes, can you hear us?
Yep.
You're back.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, yeah. Lost her right after I rolled a 15.
Okay. We could hear you for a little bit after that, and then... so yes, you've got your device. You can use it in the next round. Influencer and Whip basically just waiting to see what that would do since, covered in smoke. Now, Skater Boy, you were planning to rush back into the building, I think, but are you going to rush through the smoke?
Back at from the entrance, can I see the smoke?
Oh yes, it's covering quite an area.
All right. I will hurt myself and use telepathy to see if I can find his mind.
Oh, that's interesting. Give me a roll with the telepathy. Versus, I guess, his will. Oh, this guy is smart, but he's not necessarily...
Do I roll the rank of the power of I need to look up telepathy again to be...
Well, by baseline, telepathy is just mental communication, if I remember correctly. And I think with better successes, you can get memories. Which I guess would help you find somebody. But
Yeah. Roll a telepathy versus willpower test. Okay, yeah.
all right, and his willpower is what it is. So 6 is the number you need to beat.
I've got a 6.
You can't pinpoint his location because marginal success. But you can tell that he's still in the building. And you think he's higher than the rest of you? Like maybe he's moving up?
Like, try to check the ceilings or the stairs, I'll say over the communicator.
All right. Then we get around to Boogeyman. You trigger your device, so roll me a... I'm just going to go with the ranks of the gadgets involved. So give me a D6 plus 5. And then I will roll versus his gadgeteering for the gadget he put together.
And before I set it off, I'm going to put through the column, say through the columns, everybody turn off your earpiece for like 5 seconds, and then shut mine down. And set up a little mini EMP.
Alright, so you rolled a 9. The other gadget rolled a 9. How do I want to handle a marginal success on this? Oh, let me roll another one for y'all's tech. Alright, so your comms go down. And you hear, the whoop whoop whooping noise it's making. You hear that kind of glitch out for a second. As his pulse kind of hits it, but it keeps going. Now it's staticky and maybe not quite as loud. Like there's been some effect to it, but not. It's not completely muffled.
Not enough to shut it down.
Yeah. And let's see, this is basically the 3rd round. You think maybe the smoke is starting to dissipate a little bit? Like it's still fairly thick, but you don't think it's as thick as it was. But you heard Skater Boy talk about, checking the ceilings or stairs or whatever.
Yeah.
So anybody that wants to try to move... the rest of the way to the first floor and look for the stairs up. Since you're going through the smoke, you can give me an awareness check to see if you can find that. Since you would probably have seen the door for the upstairs, stairwell or elevators as you were coming through. It's just a matter of remembering where that was and being able to find it in the smoke. And 10 is the number you need to beat.
That was awareness.
Yes.
not going to beat it, but you never know.
You came real close. If I'd rolled anything other than max. So okay, so y'all are still having trouble with the smoke for the moment. Now, Skater Boy, you were outside the smoke. What are you doing?
Do I see? Man, I'm gonna power through and hurt myself again and use this telepathy a second time. Try to hone in.
All right. Give me a roll with the telepathy.
And-
Nine's
and
them
I
to
will-
beat.
I'll give myself a +2 from probability control as well.
Okay.
It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah. You don't get anything this time. Other than probably a headache.
I guess I'm gonna head through the smoke and finish collecting backhoe.
All right. So the smoke eventually clears. By the time y'all get upstairs, or in Skater Boy's case, he gets backhoe, takes him out. His arms are much more complicated to take off. They're grafted to him. It seems like the hand part, the end parts, probably come off, detached from the rest of it. Like maybe he's got normal sized hands for at home. But they're much more. It takes a lot more work for you to get them off. By the time the rest of you get upstairs, you find an open window on the third floor of the bank, but there's no sign of welder. Agent Pierce isn't too upset. You got 3/4 of the team. You got the bank manager that was in danger out. There's some damage to the bank, sure, but honestly, it's a low amount of damage compared to some of the capers these guys have pulled off. The press shows up. So lots of photographs. Once your comms finally come back up, Carol tells you you gotta quit losing comm contact with her unexpectedly. It's not good for her blood pressure. So yeah, interview reports. Interviews on the street. Agent Pierce. I guess he was still. Well, no, they've got the tech. He asked you if the company can send somebody out to pick you up. He wants to get these villains and their tech, back to a proper facility as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and we need to interrogate them to find out exactly what they were looking for.
Well, this was a bank robbery.
Well, no, it was, yes, but when they were going into the vault,
yes.
when they go into the vault, they said, what we're looking for. Let's something like, what we're looking for.
Yeah. You know what we're looking for. Let's find it. Before the police show up, or before the police work up the nerve to come in after us. I think was the exact quote.
Who knows what they kept in storage here?
I could be mistaken, but that sounds like they were after something besides just money.
Yeah, and as we're saying that, have the police gone into the bank to the vault?
By this point, yes, they would have.
Okay.
As soon as you told them the villains had cleared out.
Just to make sure there is a presence there so that Welder doesn't sneak back in, finish the job, and then sneak out.
That's fair.
Good idea.
Though I can assure you he is only interested in escaping at this point. So they head off. Influencer, you're basically asked to stay there in Crusher's body until another spear vehicle, the vehicle that usually shows up, rolls up and has like the super titanium cuffs and stuff that they use for super strong people.
Gotcha.
So by the time that shows up and you actually get, Crusher locked down, you can step out of him. By then, the electric flyer has shown up to pick you guys up. The company could have sent a car, but the flyer will look a lot better for the news reporters.
Of course. Offerman's on the comms as you're flying back. Hey, great job. Obviously, we'll want to debrief when you get back, about this mission and about your interrogation of Nosferatet and Honoree. Would be really nice if you could have gotten to the clean sweep, though, and gotten all 4 of them. I mean, Welder's not even like the combatant. He's sneaky.
Yeah. He did, aim to escape the moment we got in the fight.
Yeah, there's probably nothing you can do with that. The important part is that you got the people out safely, and, as far as we know so far, nothing's been stolen from the bank. So y'all roll into the base.
On the way back,
the Karens meet you as you're getting out. Oh, go ahead.
I do want to lean over to Boogeyman. Should I tell Offerman that we have the melding gun?
About that, let's make that a you and me.
Understood. I'll lean back.
All right. So when you are landing, the Karens are there to greet you. Miss Manhattan is a little annoyed that she didn't get to, that she wasn't involved. Clearly she should have gone to the prison with you. But we're Majestic 7 is just kind of let's not say things like that if Offerman's around. I don't want to give him ideals. But we will wrap here with y'all heading down for a debrief. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I had fun.
Mm-hmm.
No big mastermind villains this time. Just a good old-fashioned bank heist. Excuse me. Hope anybody that came by to watch, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll join us again next time. We should be back in 2 weeks. Hang on, let me check. 2 weeks will be... Oh yeah, that'd be December 7th. Okay, we'll be well after Thanksgiving and well before Christmas. So yeah, should be in 2 weeks. Again, I was your GM for the day, Jason. And with me as usual was Taylor as Skaterboy.
See ya.
Mike as Whippet.
Take care.
Curtis as the Influencer.
Laters.
And Marigold as the Boogeyman.
Good joy.
And we will see y'all next time.